actually buy properties where the wealthy are. Where um, praise Adiola Sanusi. I'm so glad to have you here this afternoon live on Facebook, and I am so happy to have you here. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Praise Adiola Sanusi. I'm so happy to have you here. This is Adeyemi Adeniyi, popularly known as Pastor Neyo, and the number one bishop of real estates in Africa. I'll be doing this series for many Fridays in this month of uh, May, going into June, July, as long as my life. Every Friday, 3 p.m., as the Lord lives, I'll be doing a series in real estate. You can go to my YouTube page, Adeyemi Adeniyi. You can go to my YouTube page, Adeyemi Adeniyi, just for those who want to check on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now, Adeyemi Adeniyi. You can go there and watch and also post your comment. I am saying also building us house. Thanks a million for lecturing us. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much too. I'm so glad for the privilege to offer this lecture. And also I'm saying Kunle Aina is also watching. Thank you so much. I can see my honorable sir. That's His Royal Majesty Babatunde Ogala. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the encouragement. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Thanks for always being there. Thank you so much, sir. I'm doing a series on buying properties where the wealthy are buying for a cheap amount. And I saw what Arthur L. Hallen did said. Arthur L. Hallen is the founder and president and CEO of Allen Systems Group Incorporated. He has said a lot about this particular topic I'm doing this afternoon, and he gave himself he gave an example of himself of what had happened to him, and it's one of the lessons I'd like us to take this afternoon. And he was saying that regardless of the downturn in the economy or slumps in the technology market, his real estate investments in Naples, Florida, have flourished. And he will always be grateful that he acted on his friend's advice, and he kept investing over the years. And he said if he were to generalize about this real estate advice and why it turned out to be successful, he would say, buy real estate where the wealthy like to play. Buy real estate where the wealthy likes to play. I can see on my Instagram page, I can see Komo Odipo joined. Arabi Salah 4 also joined. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. Thanks for the love. Thanks for joining. He said it is advisable that you buy real estate where the wealthy like to play. Now, let me make it clear to you that why are you doing this? You are eagerly and you are positioning yourself. Now, when I tell you to buy where the likes of the Dangotes of our time, where the Alakijas of our time, where many of the great men, where they are buying into properties right now, many people will be asking me that, how do you want me to do that? Considering the fact that, you know that the economic situation is this and that. Yes, I do understand. But the truth is this: for every urban center you see today, it used to be a rural area. For every urban center that you see today, it used to be a rural area. Let me give you an instance of where my office is here in Okpaibi in Ikeja. It used to be the den of ritualists. It used to be the den, going by what I heard before I came in here as a company representing Trumpville Investment Limited. It used to be the den of thieves, ritual killers, and even of 419ers. But today, to get A 3-bedroom apartment in this area now, the minimum you can do is between 2.5 million and 3 million naira. I mean, for a standard 3-bedroom flat with a BQ. I mean, that is to let you know that even that den of ritual killers today has become the place for the wealthy. Now, when I'm telling you that you buy properties where the wealthy are buying for a cheap amount, I mean to let you know that you need to understand the place of positioning yourself. Now, I also want to say well done also to Ogunkoya Oladunke. Thank you for watching. Hope Enyon Johnson is also watching. Thank you so much. Akinola Olaniyi, thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement. Akimbo Wale Area Labi is also watching. Omoyemi Rosemary Semiri Swago is also watching. Thank you so much for the love and thank you for joining. And I'm doing buying properties where the wealthy are buying for a cheap amount. And this is Adeyemi Adeniyi, the #1 bishop of real estate in Africa. And I have gone to the real estate school and I've learned over the years, and I've also been trained by a reputable firm in Nigeria. And after many years of hard work and service, I was released to stand on my own. And today I have some partners that we're doing this business together. And in 3 years, by the help of God, God has enabled us to float about 4 estates in Nigeria with a very good presence in the United States of America. I really want to thank God for the privilege to position myself. I thank God for the privilege to be able to position oneself today. Oh yes, I have seen my friend Stephen Akintayo. That's the great man touring every part of the world. Hallelujah. So nice to have you watching this afternoon. Thank you so much, sir. You're welcome back to Nigeria. And I can see Ogunpitan Bolanle Makinde. Thank you so much for watching. I can see BC Vigo join. That's Olabisi Holly Rocks on Instagram. Funke Sonyalu Famoroti. Now, let me continue. Alan did said, he said, regardless of downturns in the economy or slumps in the technology market, he said his real estate investment in Naples, Florida, have flourished, and he will always be grateful that he acted on his friend's advice and he kept investing over the years. He said if we were to generalize about this real estate advice, he said, and why it turned out to be successful, he would say, buy real estate where the wealthy like to play. He said when he moved to Naples, I'm talking about Harlem, he said when he moved to Naples in the 70s, this Gulf Coast communities in Southwest Florida was already a popular winter residence community for many of the country's most affluent families. He said he certainly recognized the importance of Naples' climate, and few places matched its natural beauty. He said he never thought much about real estate investment, however, until his friend gave him this advice. He said, buy all the real estate you can in Naples. It's a unique place and you will make a lot of money investing in property here. Now, at that time, he started thinking about Naples real estate in other ways than just being a great location for a software company. Now, let me let you know that for many people who are actually buying into real estate, there are some basic things that you must watch out for. For instance, you want to buy into real estate. What information do you have about the area that you are trying to invest in? What information do you have about the area that you are trying to invest in? Many a times, before you go into real estate purchase, you must understand what the market is talking about. That is exclusive of the infrastructural development that the government has in plan for that particular area. I want to say well done to, thank you so much, Mr. Agbede Olubenga Johnson. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And my friend Funke Sonyalu Famoroti. Oh, that's my great friend. It's so nice to have you. Ayotunde Martins, Prince Mabadeje. I say good afternoon to every one of you. Thank you for joining me this afternoon on the reason why you have to buy where the wealthy are buying. Now, let me also let you know that if you go to a particular location and all you see around the location are shanty houses, please, even if your consultant in real estate is advising you to buy into that particular location, you may buy for one reason. If you have an information from the respective regulatory bodies or from the respective government officials who are regulating the activities of that environment, telling you that something great is coming to that axis, you can buy on that premise. What am I saying? For instance, at the time some years back, when my former company was about buying a particular estate in a place called Papalanto, that is off the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, that is off Mowe, off Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We got there, the place never looked like it at that time. In fact, many people will be saying that, okay, what does it look like now? I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, you will understand the fact that it's even better right now than what it used to be. Now, we got to know that the government of the day at that time had a very good intention, a very good plan for that particular area. And based on that premise, we did position ourselves. And just about few minutes away from that property in question that I'm talking about right now, we have one of the leading food companies in Nigeria that already have their major plants in that particular location. Talking about Nestle Foods. But at the time we got there, it never looked like it. The moment many of these companies started operation, the value of the property shot up immediately. Now, I am using a case study of one of the great men whose real estate advice we are using today. That's in person of Arthur L. Allen. Arthur L. Allen. Arthur L. Allen. Arthur L. Allen did said that he bought into Naples real estate markets at a time when it didn't look like it. But today, he has every reason to smile today. Now, still on the matter, he said that Arthur L. Allen said, he knew the history of this part of Florida and that it attracted many wealthy people. So some of its early residents included such notable figures as Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Greta Garbo Cooper, and Baron G. Collier. Those were the people who were the first few the residents who started living in Naples, Florida. Now, there were some things. Now, if you are buying into an area, ensure that it's a place that is well mapped out. Even if it is not mapped out, even if it is not laid out, that you can see with your physical eyes at the moment, just know that you have been able to cite at least an original or a photocopy of the master plan of that particular area. Ensure that you've been able to identify at least a copy of the master plan of that area. Please do not buy any real estate because of buying sake. You are either an investment buyer or you are a user buyer. So if you do not have plans to live in a place which is a user buyer, then you must have plans even to be an investor. You must know and settle the purpose for which you are buying into real estate. You must settle first the purpose. Why am I buying? Am I buying as an investor? Am I buying as a user? Why exactly am I buying? For those who are buying into any property as a user, I thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much for the hearts on Instagram. Thank you so much for the hearts. Also, Oladele Anoluapo 15 also joined. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Agbede Olugbenga Johnson, for sharing the video. God bless you so much. I've been sharing the story of Arthur N. Allen, who actually bought into Naples. He bought into Naples real estate market, which is in Florida. But at the time he was buying into it, it never looked like it. But he saw a prospect in that particular area. Let me let you know that there are many today who actually are buying into a place that has no prospects in terms of future reselling. Many are buying into properties that has no prospects of the future. Now, please let me let you know that where the wealthy would like to play are areas that the government has good plans for. Where the wealthy, I'd like to repeat again, where the wealthy likes to play are areas where the government has good plans for. How do you know the government of the day has a good plan for a particular area? Now, for every state where you want to invest your money, for every area where you want to buy into, you must know for sure that there is a regulatory agency that deals in real estate, that regulates real estate in that particular area. You can walk up to them. You can make friends with anyone around there. You can walk up to any real estate consultants to ask questions. Not even to buy, at least just for you to load yourself with information first. I want to use this opportunity to welcome Boss Lady Desire, Prince Mabadeje, Musimu Ambali, Desmith Owan. I welcome you. This is Adeyemi Adeniyi, the #1 bishop of real estate in Africa. And this afternoon, I'm doing a series. And the topic for today is buy where the wealthy like to play. Buy where the wealthy like to play. Now, there are regulatory bodies. Back to the matter. There are regulatory bodies that are in charge of a particular area, that are regulating all the activities of a particular area. You must know for sure that the information that you do not have in your hand, they have gotten it. So you can walk up to anyone amongst them to ask them, excuse me, sir, I intend investing in this particular area. What plans does the government have for this particular area? Let me give you an instance. By the grace of God, I happen to be the MD of Trumpville Investment Limited in Nigeria. Now, and by the grace of God also, I happen to be the MD CEO of Graceville Homes Limited, also here in Nigeria, with branch in Maryland, United States of America. Now, I have seen the trend of the market. I've seen what has happened in real estate, in the real estate industry, and I've come to a conclusion that every information you need in you taking a real estate decision lies in the hand of every one regulatory agency around your vicinity. What am I saying? For instance, you want to buy a plot of land somewhere around Lagos. Do not be afraid to go to the Ministry of Lands in Alausa in Ikeja, for instance, to ask questions. Because there are many places, for instance, let me give you an instance. There are many places in the Bejuleki that had C of O before now, but the C of O were later revoked by the governments. But that many companies or many individuals do not know, but yet they keep investing in that particular area. But if you make enough inquiries, you will get to know that some of these CFOs has been revoked for some time. Now, when you walk up to the Ministry of Alausa in lands, you will get to know what exactly government has in plan for a particular place. I'll give you another instance. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much. There was a particular time that Trumpville Investment Limited had made plans and are taking a step to go and invest in a particular area in Ikorodu. And the company had made moves. We had paid the people in charge, the family in question. They were so happy. Thank you so much for the hearts. They were so happy, and a lot of people amongst us were so happy also that we had been able to make a major move and are taking a major step. But little did we know that the government had a deeper plan, apart from the fact that the area was a committed area. Now, beyond the committed, it was an industrially committed area by the government. Now, by the time we spoke to them at the Lands Ministry in Alausa, and we were able to get people that some of the government officials who could help us to come and find out and take their GPS to the area to see what level of commitment the government has for that area. We got to know that the area actually is an area that the government intends to put a radio station in years to come. Ordinarily, you as a layman may not think of going the extra mile to go and find out about what is going on in that particular area. But at that point, we have to back out. Thank you so much, Sabri Woksavo on Instagram. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can tell you that at that point, we had to back out of the transaction, because any particular area, no matter what, once you observe that the government, either of the day or in the nearest future, has a plan for that particular area, please do not buy into that particular area. Where do the wealthy like to play? The wealthy like to play in a well-structured area. The wealthy, they like to play in a well-structured area. They like to play in an environment where a lot of things are happening. For instance, there is a place in Abuja called Kuje. Kuje does not at the moment have so many fantastic houses. We have the satellite town area of Kuje in Abuja, and we have another particular area where it's the satellite town is most developed, but there is another part called the developing part of Kuje. Around that area, many of the areas already have tarred clean roads with lights, street lights, meaning the infrastructural development has already been laid out. That is to let you know that even if you can't see physical houses today, but you can see that the wealthy will play around such axes, because that particular area has good plans by the government. So do not go and invest in areas that your investment will be hanging for years and there will be no improvements. Ensure that wherever you are going to put your $1 or £1, whatever it is, or your £1, whatever it is, make sure that it's an area that has a prospect of development. Still talking about the story of Afro Allen. He said in the fall of 1975, he said he bought his first home in Naples, and he has been buying and selling real estate here and there since then. He said he has made many millions by following this advice. He said he paid $875,000 for the first property, and it is now valued at well over $14 million. He bought it for $875,000 US for the first property, and that property is valued at $14 million, meaning that if he's buying for less than $1 million, now it is selling for about $14 million. Why did he buy in that axis? because he went to play where the wealthy are playing. Now, let me give you an instance of another place where the wealthy are playing. Practically, speaking about Nigeria, in an area called Ibejuleki, a lot is happening on that axis. But many people will not go there. Why? Because they are avoiding water. Please permit me to use this Yoruba illustration that ẹni tó jó pa, tóró pa, ebi ni, ebi ló máa pa. Meaning that anyone who refuses to allow rain to beat him, to allow sun to beat him, it is hunger that will beat you. What am I saying in essence? Is that you are running from water. That's the reason why you are not going to Bejuleki. And many wealthy people are positioning themselves in that axis. Why is it so? Because one, the cargo ports has sprung up from the place. The government has started work over there. Also, the expansion of the road that is coming from Epe all the way linking the Lekki-Epe Expressway. Talk about the deep blue sea port that is going on. The project that will be going on there. Talk about the Dangote refinery. Talk about the oil and gas refineries over there. You want to talk about the Lekki Free Trade Zone. You want to talk about many great projects, both for individuals and for the governments, that is going to take place there, and that we can see with our eyes that is going on. If you move from Victoria Island going all the way to Ibejuleki, you can see for yourself what is going on, what the government of Lagos State is doing on that axis already. And now you are running away, saying that, you don't want Babicho, you don't want Babicho water. See, when Lekki, the Lekki of today that we can all see, when Lekki was less than 500,000 naira per plot, many wealthy men saw the future in it and they dived into it. When I was doing this topic at the time, I told my listeners, I said, I think there is something about areas that you have to do raft foundations. I said, I'm not advising you to go and buy waterlogged areas. But there is something about areas that are going to take raft foundation from you. Many, quote and unquote, the rich will keep getting richer because of the volume or the quantum of information that is available to them at their disposal. And the poor will keep getting poorer because of the fact that they are not informed. And if you are not informed, deformity is imminent. If you are not informed, deformity is imminent. Now, if you tell at the time when Lekki was selling, if you tell a poor man to come and somebody, when I'm saying poor, not in the context of your bank account, but I'm talking about your mind, because poverty starts from the mind. When you tell a poor man to come over and buy a plot of land in Lekki when the place was selling for about 150,000 naira per plot or 200,000 naira per plot, that this quote and unquote the poor man can afford it at that time, he will tell you he's not going there because he can't do raft foundation. He will tell you the money he will use for raft foundation, he will rather go and buy a land in Ajangbadi and start from the beginning and use block all through. Apologies to those living in Ajangbadi. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about where the wealthy play. Buy where the wealthy like to play. By the time you get to an area that is developing, and you can even see the type of people that are moving around that axis, then you should have an idea of what exactly is going to happen in that particular axis in matters of years to come. We're talking about Atoya Harlem today. because it's somebody that has been made simply because he made a decision of buying where the wealthy like to play. He said in his testimony, he said, even though his business now has 50 offices worldwide, he still have his company headquarters in Naples, Florida. In that same place, he said Naples has grown many times over since he bought his first property, and it still attracts affluent individuals escaping from the cold winter of the north. People come there for many reasons: to play golf or tennis, to enjoy their pleasure yachts, and to retire. Now, more than 200 current or former Fortune 500 CEOs have homes there in Naples, as well as such celebrities as Larry Bird, Mike Dichter, Greg Norman, Mary Carillo, and many, many others. Why? Why would they go there? Because it had a prospect. Now, still taking the island as an instance, still taking the Lekki, Ibejuleki axis. I don't live around the place, but I've got properties there by the grace of God, because I'm positioning myself. Prospect of infrastructural development is enough for you to go to a particular axis and position yourself there. The prospects of infrastructural development in a particular axis is enough reason why you can go to a particular place. The prospects in a particular axis is enough reason why you can go to position yourself in a particular place. Also, I've mentioned that information from the various regulatory bodies is good for you to harm yourself with, for you to know what exactly is happening in a particular axis. At this point, let me begin to let you know that if you have questions that you want me to treat, if you have questions you want me to answer, for many of my viewers this afternoon, either on Instagram, on YouTube, or live on Facebook, please type your question and post it on the screen. I would do justice to it by the help of God. Please, if you have questions, whether on YouTube, on Instagram, or rather on Facebook, anywhere you've got questions, kindly type your questions and I will do justice to it. Now, Aphorhel Hallen has really done a good thing to himself by making sure that he bought where the wealthy are buying. Now, let me let you know that some of the things you can do to buy from the areas where the wealthy are buying is, I've mentioned, one, buy where the wealthy are buying so as to position yourself. And I did say two, buy where the wealthy are buying. How do you do that? Through information from the regulatory bodies controlling anything that has to do with land. Buy from them. Now, find out the reasons why people are avoiding a particular area. Find out the reason why people are avoiding a particular area and find a solution to it. Find out the reason why people are avoiding a particular area. Please note that only those who ask questions always get to the top. Only those who ask questions always get to the top. Why? Because it is ideas that rules the world. Get information from the various bodies about what is going on in a particular area, or you consult your real estate advisor or your real estate consultant. You find out the reason why people are avoiding a particular area and look for a solution to it. Now, I met a woman who who actually at the time who actually had to sell some few properties she's got in some developing areas to go and buy in a particular developing area where the wealthy are playing. Okay, let me give you a street analysis. Now, this woman bought a property, buying property of a plot of land for 200,000 naira. I welcome you, Mr. David Osayede Obakolo. I can say that you are watching. I also welcome you, Mr. Laurentola Charles. Thank you so much for watching this afternoon. I appreciate you so much. You're welcome. Now, this particular woman bought property 200,000 naira, 100,000 naira, 50,000 naira in some quote and unquote shanty places at the time. And she left the properties, and these properties started developing bit by bit, bit by bit. Now, she saw what was going on that axis where she has these properties. And she has interest in another particular area, according to her, according to what she shared with me, which she does not have the capacity to go and invest in one particular area where the wealthy were playing. Okay, now, how did she know that? She began to see who were the kind of people that were buying properties close to her, where she has all of these plots of land. And she saw that location A, I can see who my neighbor will be in the nearest future, because I can see my neighbor buying. Okay, where does he work? What does he do? What does he earn? And so on and so forth. Now, she looked at location B. She saw that, they are putting up a bungalow here, just a 3-bedroom bungalow, maybe about 2 units. No, this is not bad, but it's average. But she looked at location C, and she saw that, they are putting up mansions. 5-bedroom fully detached mansion, 7-bedroom fully detached mansion. Seeing terrace houses. She knew that location C is where the wealthy are playing. So what did she do? She sold location A, she sold location B, she moved to location C. At that time, it wasn't convenient. At that time, it wasn't easy. But today, by the time I got to where the property is, this is somebody who bought a plot of land in location C. Now, there were 3 areas. Location A was Agege. Location B was around Towing Street in Ikeja. Location C was Banana Island. Now, let me say this. Ebo Jami Sanusi, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Now, let me let you know that to everyone who at one time or the other have gotten the opportunity to invest in properties, please, once you have done your due diligence and you've been able to gather together that this is a genuine property, please, once you have been able to gather together that this is a genuine property, 1, 2, once you have been able to gather together from the regulatory body around the place, and you know that this is an area that the government has planned for, whether government of the day or the government of the future, please do not divert that fund for other things. Even my Bible tells me, don't forget, this is Adeyemi, the #1 bishop of real estate, so you can't isolate me from quoting scriptures. The Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So, there are many people who today, they were at a time or the other, they had the privilege of investing in real estates, but they have refused to. Many have mansions, many have skyscrapers right there in their tummy. Many have eaten the future of 10 generations to come just because they refuse to do the right thing. I saw a post here from Adeyemi from the United Kingdom. He said, doing my current research, master's program on real estate, I gathered from the Guardian that foreign investors are set to invest in landed properties in sub-Saharan Africa, and Nigeria is on the first. Nigeria is on the first. Yes, you are right. It's on the first list. A good topic for discussion. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Adeyemi. Yes, why is Nigeria on the first list? It is simply because Nigeria is a developing country. Now, we have vast resources. We have vast land inclusive. That is talking about the resources that Nigeria has gotten. Land inclusive. You see greens almost everywhere. There are opportunities in Nigeria if it comes to real estate developments. At the time, I met two people. I met one in Kano, in Nigeria, in northern part of Nigeria. And he was willing to buy up an entire estate that I was handling at the time. We had buildings in it, and this man, when I was taken to him in Kano State, and the man said that, you know something, I want to buy the entire estate. And the question will be, why, sir? The man is one of the business moguls of our time in Nigeria today. And I said, but why do you want to use all your money to invest in real estates? He said, even though I don't go school well, he said, but it is only real estates that you can do that you will touch. What am I saying? It is only real estates that you can do and you can touch. That is where the name came from, real estates. When you have a property, it is touchable. Many businesses you can't touch, but real estate, you can touch it. So he touched the wall, and he held onto the wall, and he said, you can see that I can touch this building. That is my own definition of real estate. If you put in your money in a business that you cannot touch, the risks are higher. But when you involve or engage in businesses that you can touch, then the chances of you breaking through are high. I want to welcome Folakoya1 for joining me on Instagram, and I also welcome Obel's Culture for joining me. This is Grandpa Dari Oladeji for joining. Thank you so much all the way from Abuja. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, back to the matter. I met another man in Abuja. We did a particular transaction together, and the man said when he got to Abuja, he was working as a civil servant. He was working as a civil servant, and he had many of his colleagues who were actually together with him in the office. And he said, according to him, he said, when he was investing, was buying some of these plots, he was buying one plot here with great determination and great consciousness of playing where the wealthy were playing. He said many of his colleagues were telling him that, why would you come and buy in Abuja? We are from the southwest. We are from the southeast. We are from the south. If Nigeria break up, what will happen to all the properties? He said he did told them. He said if the country is going to break, at least notice will be given. He said so. He began to take steps, and he started buying. At the time he was telling me this story, he said he bought a plot of land for 200,000 naira in Amadu Bello Way in Wuse 2 in Abuja for 200,000 naira, and he never bought it on an outright basis. He bought it on installment basis. At the time he was telling me, just to buy a plot of land in Wuse 2, you should be talking about a whooping 300 million, 500 million at that time. Now, what am I saying? He saw the prospects where he had other properties. He saw that this particular place, I can see the type of houses that are springing up around here. I can see the type of people that I'm hearing owns this plot and owns that plot. A plot today sells for 120 million to 150 million naira per plot here in this Lagos. What am I saying in essence? Where do the wealthy like to play? When you see the neighborhood, when you see the prospect of that area, when you see infrastructural developments, when you hear or gather information from the various regulatory bodies, then you should get the signal that this is a good prospect. If you have questions, please send me your questions. I am Adeyemi Adeniyi, the #1 bishop of real estates in Africa. The #1 bishop of real estates in Africa. And I'm live here on Facebook and on Instagram. I'm live here on Facebook and on Instagram. Please ask me questions. Please, I'm connecting back right now on Facebook. I have just about a few more minutes to end this live video. Please, if you have questions, Adeniyi, the #1 bishop of real estates in Africa. You can get me live, at any time on my Facebook page, Adeyemi Adeniyi, on my Instagram page, adeyemi.adeniyi, and also on my Twitter handle at Pastor Neyo, Pastoneyo, PASTONEYO,